everybody. Welcome to a Friday edition of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you, along with Matt Seidel. We got Q and, well, what do you want to call yourself now, Jeff? You're not the true American because, by all means, they would probably kick you out of this country by now.
They haven't, so Jeff would be good.
We're going to go with Jeff. All right. Then we got EB down at the bottom left and Paul Munson on the front porch on the bottom right. Jeff, it was funny. I was watching the video. I watch it, obviously, every time it rolls through. And on my grease board in the back, on when it cuts to me, it said, Jeff has a rash. Remember when you couldn't figure out what brash and rash, the difference between the two? Just made me laugh, made me giggle. So thanks for that. I appreciate it. It is National Corn on the Cob Day, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Corn on the Cob Day to you. It must be that time of year. I thought it was after 4th of July that the corn on the cob was like where it was at, like knee-high by the 4th of July thing.
I think it is for us to pick, but it's kind of like in season still, isn't it?
I haven't had it yet.
So it's actually, at this time of the year, the corn that you get here in Ohio is either early spring corn or it's coming from out of state because Iowa's corn season starts earlier than ours.
And remember when you didn't want us to call you a farmer?
Listen, I'm slowly started to accept it.
So the question is, how do you take your corn on the cob? I've seen it just doctored up so many different ways. How do you guys like your corn on the cob? If you had one more for the rest of your life, that's how you had to go out, what would it be? Paul, start us off.
Buttery. That's it. You know, you get a stick of butter, and you just turn it on the top of the butter and just get it all buttery. And what better way to have corn on the cob than that?
Just butter.
Yeah, just butter.
Wow. That's like an alien thing. I've never had just butter. Like butter and salt.
Yeah. Every now and then salt, but now butter. Just butter it up.
All right. Fair enough. EB?
I like grilled corn. Like that's my go-to. Now that I've done it a couple of different ways where you can kind of do like my own take on like a Mexican street corn to where you can. I've seen people put crazy shit on it, man. Like now, like the new trend is the flaming hot Cheetos. Like they butter it and
on corn.
And they like roll it, man. And they roll it in crunched up flaming hot Cheetos. Like you can do all kinds of stuff. Generally, I just do like, butter, salt, black pepper, maybe throw in some garlic or Parmesan cheese. But that's me. But I'm kind of curious to try this flaming hot Cheetos like Mexican street corn.
Yeah, I'm in on that. Like I'm big into the flaming Cheetos right now. Somebody's gonna cut that and flaming something else. They're gonna put something right behind that in post. But that sounds awesome, Jeff. You got people throwing shade at you.
I know. It's all right. Just butter and salt. That's it. Butter and salt. And my family actually does it a little differently. Do you guys ever like when you put your corn on the cob like in the bowl? You ever put milk with it? My brother-in-law, Alan, did that to me like last year around this time. It's the best corn on the cob I've ever had.
All right, explain this.
I don't know the reason for it.
No. Explain how you do that because
you just corn on the cob and milk,
and you're supposed to eat it. You dunk it in milk.
No, when you boil the corn on the cob, right? You just replace it with milk.
So.
Go ahead.
Here's what he's talking about. He's talking about
translation.
Yeah, it's a really good corn on the cob recipe. When you're boiling your pot with your corn on the cob, instead of using water for the boil, you use buttermilk. Not just regular milk, not like vitamin D whole milk or anything like that. You use buttermilk and you use a half a cup of sugar.
Jeff's got Nesquik and Yoo-Hoo.
He's adding in Hershey syrup.
Oh, well, I mean that makes it a little bit more flavorful, right?
It's the best corn on the cob I've ever had. Like I won't take it any other way.
I like the boiled corn, but I'm with EB. Ever since I had corn on the grill, game over. It's game over.
I do not like corn on the grill.
Have you barbecued it on the grill?
Like put barbecue sauce on it?
Like actually brush barbecue sauce on it and then grill it?
I have not.
No.
Fantastic. Got to try it.
I mean, I'd be down for it. I don't see why not. It's
To make us awkward.
What are you going to make awkward, Jeff?
Nothing.
You have a microphone.
I forgot. God, I forgot it. Didn't mute myself.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm about to go to the car and do this myself.
Hey, you want to go in your hot car? Go right ahead, dude. It's not on me.
See, my car has something called an air conditioner.
Yeah, why would you run your car?
It runs on a battery.
Oh, you have one of those save the world cars. Not my car.
All cars have batteries, dipshit.
Well, he's running off his battery. If I turn my car on, I'm running off pure gas heat.
Oh my God!
I know where he's going.
Why did I come back to that?
It's because my car's a hybrid.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to a Friday edition of Things You Didn't Know with Jeff Bezos.
Quinn, how do you take your corn?
I actually don't eat corn on the cob. I have something with my teeth, like braces. I got a bottom brace thing that I can't eat corn. My dentist said I'm not allowed to.
just cut it off, man.
Yeah, but if I had to, like if I was able to, I would just do butter and salt, a ton of butter.
Have you ever been able to do it?
Before I had braces in high school, yeah.
See, I just cut mine off because my teeth are fake. So that's just
Let it
I
fly.
don't know what it's called. It's
look, man. Basketball court 1, EB 0.
This terrifies me.
Hola. Didn't think I'd make it to the show today. I got stuck on an elevator.
yeah.
New fear unlocked.
Oh, I would be fine stuck on an elevator.
No, that's
I hate
terrifying.
those people that are stuck on the elevator with me.
You have to establish the P corner.
Yeah.
Hey,
There you really are.
Stop drinking the water. The Office. Not a fan of corn on the cob.
we're show of all time.
Interesting. I mean, I'm a butter and salt guy, straight up. The buttermilk thing is interesting, though. I'm really interested in what milk would have been in the Betos get together. Because he never said buttermilk.
Was it? It was
All
probably.
I got
so
told is
weird.
that my brother-in-law was like, I put milk in this. I'm like, okay. Weird. There was one guy that came to the cookout was like, I'm never eating that corn. That's not corn on the cob. I'm like, okay. Well, that's
It's
on
not
you, dude.
corn on the cob?
That's what he said. He goes, it's not the way to make corn on the cob. Boil it in some water, add some salt to the water, and let it go. I'm like, yeah, that's on you, dude.
But did he try the corn on the cob?
He did not. He
Well, then
he
how
was
can he say
firm on saying no, he will never try it.
And he should never get an invite to a barbecue ever again. If he's
That's
going
what
to
I
show
said.
up and say, I'm not going to eat this.
He brought like Smirnoff. I'm like, who brings Smirnoff to a cookout?
Whoa. Was it the red, white, and blue?
No, dude, it was just like plain old like Smirnoff. Like Smirnoff
great.
ice. Like you ice someone. Don't
Oh,
ever
like
do that.
the OG Smirnoff.
Yeah, like the OG Smirnoff.
What was that called, Paul? Start with a Z.
Zima.
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 Dude, put some Jolly Ranchers, some Zima,
Put
let
a
it sit
Jolly
there.
Rancher.
It's good for the rest of the day. Delicious.
Jeff, you weren't old enough to drink when Zima was out.
Dude, I was bonging Zimas up at the lake house a couple weeks ago.
So you
Bonging
got
Zimas.
buttermilk and Zima.
Wow.
It was a good time.
1994 was good to the Betoses. Buttermilk and
I
Zima.
was 2 years old in 1994.
Jeff's that guy that rolls around still with the Mad Dog 2020 in his back pocket.
Oh, dude, the MGDs? Dude, those are so good.
Paul, you all right with the internet?
Paul, you getting attacked by Al Qaeda?
Man, I don't know. I tried.
They're coming
earlier
after the
on
un-American. They're recruiting
Yeah.
you, Jeff.
I tried on the iPad earlier and it kicked me off. It keeps kicking me off my phone. The only thing that worked yesterday was the computer, but somebody else is using it right now. So
Oh.
whatever. It's bullshit.
Bing.
Ridiculous.
Guys, we have a very special event coming up on Sunday that we want everybody to know about. It is the YSN All-Star Game, the first annual, and we figured we'd doctor things up a little bit tomorrow night with a live draft, similar to what you're seeing right now. We will have Mr. Munson and a representative from the other team. We're not sure who it is. It could be Betos. It could be Billy Mack. It could be... We don't know. We just found out Steve is unavailable, so we need to find Quinn. It could be you.
He's on
Matt-
the other team, so he can't do it.
What?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I'm not going to sabotage an All-Star game, Jeff.
Well, we don't know about you, dude.
Nobody does that.
Okay.
we know some guy that's trying to sabotage an All-Star game, but we'll leave his name out right now. We do want to let you know who has confirmed who is going to be there, what schools will be there. Every school had at least one representative that was invited, and we heard back in a big, big way. So here is the list of some of the names that you are going to hear. Go ahead, Matt.
Over 80% response, right?
Yeah,
positive response. Yeah, that's huge.
In less than a week, by the way. And we take full blame for this. I mean, this was going to be no place other than Scene Park, at Bob's Scene Park, because that is our home. That is our home base. That is where, we feel like we can kind of let the hair down a little bit and do the things that only YSN can do. And that is the only place that we were going to have the first annual YSN All-Star Game. So here is your list of players that will be there. So make sure, kids, you bring your baseballs and your pens so you can get autographs before, during, and after the ball game. All right, from Austin Town Fitch, Joe Roth and Jake Lawrence will be in attendance from Beaver Local. Ryan Cunningham. From Boardman, Jimmy Whippo will be the representative for the Spartans. From Brookfield, it'll be Hunter Baum. Campbell will be Zach Luciano. Canfield will have 3 representatives, including Landon Beitelshees, Josh Giuliano, and Vinny Machuga. From Cardinal Ian Francis and Ethan Shaw. From Champion, Jack O'Shaughnessy. Cheney will be represented by Alberto Peterson. Columbiana's Logan Hoshar will be in attendance. East will have a player in the game with Ivan Rodriguez. East Liverpool will have Evan Tice, the dynamic freshman catcher. East Palestine will be represented by Jake Johnston. Scrolling down to Heartland Christian, Columbiana County's gem, hidden gem that Mark Franken always talks about. Caleb Graft will be in the Classic, and we're excited about that. Evan Jarvis will making the trip from Hubbard, along with, looks like it's going to be a game-time decision for Sev Cantini over at Jefferson. He's got a game that afternoon, but he's going to let us know if he can make it. Jordan McCartney from LeBray will be there, as well as Letonia's Dylan Lennon. Lisbon will be represented by Tyler Welsh. Charlie Roberts and Connor Morley will be representatives from the Louisville Leopards. Lowellville's Ricky Palumbo will be there, as well as McDonald's Miles Culp. From Mineral Ridge, Kyle Bickerstaff. I know his parents and fans are fired up to have him be part of this, and it's his 18th birthday. So you better bet your bottom dollar that we'll be singing happy birthday over the loudspeaker for Kyle Bickerstaff.
Is Jeff on cake baking duty?
Yes, he is. Jeff will be rolling out the cake with in the middle of the 5th
That would
inning.
be a store-bought cake. Store-bought cake.
At that point, I don't think he cares.
No shout-outs, no free ads here, but Classic Bakery will probably getting the cake. I don't want the kid to get salmonella and be sick.
Are you collecting that advertising check right there, Jeff?
No.
I thought we were done with free advertisements.
I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I got to get better. I have to get better.
Zach Leonard from Niles will be in the house representing the Red Dragons. From Poland, it'll be Anthony Perry. Lane Rhodes from Salem will be in. He might have a little appearance tomorrow during the draft. I'm trying to get Lane to pop in, maybe do a special draft pick for his team. South Range, Pauly, Mikos, Pancake. The dynamic duo will be representing the Raiders. That's going to be exciting. Are you going to get in trouble if you don't draft both of them?
Yeah, probably. So, I'm hoping to make my picks wisely tomorrow.
I think it'd be more fun if you didn't pick them.
And that's the thing. That's the caveat is if you go, let's say, because we're deciding all of the first round draft picks, right, by golf tonight. So if we win, Paul, you get to pick if you want first or second, because it is a snake draft, don't forget. So you get the double at the bottom and then back to the top. But if you lose, if he takes, let's say Jeff or Quinn's picking or Billy's picking, and they take Pancake or Mikos number 1, like, do you have to take the other one at number 2? Or you just hold out hope that he's there?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I like this. Little caveat.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them,
No, never.
As a number 1. So
look at you, Mr. Politician.
We'll see. That's right.
From Springfield, Mitch Seymour is going to be in the house, which I can't wait. I haven't been able to see him
the
live
pitching
yet.
staffs alone are going to be unbelievable on these teams.
Yeah, Alec Grissom from Struthers. I mean, we have some talent in that building. This is the only time, guys, that these names will ever be together. These guys never played each other before, the majority of these guys. So it's exciting. United, Andrew Wynn, who is a story in itself. I'm excited to have this young man join the roster for the All-Star game from United. Ursuline's Brady Shannon, of course, the UCF recruit, will be in the house representing the U. This one could be tricky. Obviously, Warren JFK has a championship game tomorrow. Cam wants to come to the game. Cam Hollabaugh from Warren JFK wants to come to the game. Obviously, we feel that a state championship game is a little bit more important than that. But regardless, I'm hoping that even if JFK, let's say they win the state title, I'm hoping that he makes an appearance at Ysn Park with the championship trophy. Like, I'm envisioning it right now. How cool would that be?
That'd be awesome if he came walking in with the trophy.
Yeah, him and Coach Chimbati, maybe even just bring in the Eagles, bring them all, and they just walk through Ysn Park. Like, we would acknowledge him right there on the field. That would be unbelievable. And I think, man, that would be so cool.
That's an appropriate game stoppage.
I think so. Dude comes in with a championship trophy after winning it, and his first stop is at Ysn Park. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Waterloo, Luke Simons will be representing the Vikings. Wellsville's Troy Carter will be in attendance. No representation from West Branch because we all know David Cunningham is playing in Seattle, so we're unable to get anybody to replace him. So the Warriors will be unrepresented at this point. Western Reserve, we got Jake Papagallo coming for the Devils, so we're excited about that. And then we're still waiting on our Mohawk representative, our only Pennsylvania power, Mr. Cooper Vance. Some of the names that were selected to the team that will not be in attendance for one reason or another: Jonah Kirshner from Ursuline, Dylan Johnson from Sebring, as well as Dwight Parker from Liberty, Mason Robinson from Jackson Milton, Blake Connolly from Edison, Nick Delmonica from Lakeview, Drew Del Garbino from Girard, and Carter Blakeman from Crestview. That is your Josh Honeycutt from Newton Falls as well. I apologize. That is that's your 2021 YSN All-Star Baseball roster. I cannot wait for this, guys. This is when we started this thing. Paul, I think we actually talked about it on the bleachers of South Range before South Range even signed, before we even had Letonia, before anybody signed. I spoke about how important it was for me to get these kids representation in all-star games. And here we are 4 years later.
Having our own.
Yeah, playing in what I think is the most unique of all-star games. We've been taking some bullet fire from a couple of text messages this morning. But I'll tell you what, we've checked into this, Paul. You talked to a couple of ADs, and we've looked over this. I felt like Santa Claus this morning, checked the list and checked it twice. And, we're abiding by all the rules. There's a stigma, a myth out there that seniors are the only ones allowed to be represented in all-star games. That has been completely waived. Basketball was actually the one that helped that rule go away, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for so many reasons because, you look at Tice from East Liverpool. Let's say that something happens to him, heaven forbid. He had an unbelievable freshman season. If he doesn't get representation of his school his freshman year, who's to say he ever gets it again? Seniors, to me, it's great that you're a senior and you should be able to represent your school, but why shouldn't a freshman? Like, are you going to tell me LeBron James couldn't represent St. V's as a freshman?
Yeah. Take, for instance, obviously the homer I am, go back to 18. Jake was a freshman. You tell me Jake wouldn't have been on an all-star team as a freshman?
Correct.
So, and unfortunately, something did happen, pandemic, and then he has an injury. So he wouldn't have been able to be there as a senior this year. But, now you can. You can be there as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It doesn't matter.
Michael Page says, are there going to be shirts of this special occasion? Paul, would you like to do the plug for us?
Funny you should ask that.
Do you have them?
I just picked them up today, and they look great. They look great. 5-star graphics. Just Dan Penza did an awesome job. I mean, we literally called him yesterday after the Power Hour, and he got 100 shirts done like that. They were done today. They were done here at 11 o'clock. I picked them up at 2.
Let me just say that Dan Penza is going to get more business from YSN, like a crazy amount of business. Yeah, let me see if I have the. Do you have the shirts, Paul?
They're in my truck. Yeah.
Oh, well, go get them. Go get one of each.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Stick with me, folks. I'm on the move.
This is called live streaming, right? You only get this on the Power.
This is like another version of Final Lap or Victory Lap.
Victory Lap. Paul,
Victory Lap with Paul Munson.
How does your internet get stronger as you move away from that house?
Dude, I have no clue. This is ridiculous.
I think Paul's jacking somebody else's internet. I think we finally figured it out. We have baby. Hang on, Paul. Hang on. Oh my, look at that. We got white.
Hold on. There we go.
There you go, buddy. Where's the grays?
There's the white. Let me get a gray.
Do you get big boy sizes?
Only a couple.
Yeah, buddy, guys.
Put a trash bag on, Jeff. You'll lose a couple pounds.
Hitting golf balls today, I felt like I lost like 30 pounds.
There's the gray. Look at that. So you have your choice of white or gray. The shirts will be $15 for spectators. Obviously, we're going to give each competitor that comes to the game will receive a T-shirt as a thank you and as a memory. I mean, I know a lot of people are doing those quilts now, so thank you for checking in and playing in our game. And it's going to be a good time. We're going to throw a few wrinkles in it, starting with the draft tomorrow night, and then we're gonna have some fun because that's what it's all about. Each pitcher only allowed to pitch 1 inning. Each squad will have 2 catchers. We'll have 1 squad with 3 catchers, but I think all of them, if I'm not mistaken, double off as positional players as well. So everybody will play. Everybody will get an at-bat. The coaches, that's the number one goal. Is it's going to be back to the old days where it's kind of like Little League and everybody gets an at-bat and gets to play the field a little bit. We had someone ask if they can play all 9 positions. If there's a coach up for it and figuring it out, I'm happy to push it that way. I'm interested to see how they do it, but we'll try it. So we are going to play a 9-inning game instead of a 7 to make sure that we can get everybody in and get some good playing time. So
I've been thinking about it. Like I'm almost thinking, depending on how many guys are on each squad, is just literally putting them all in order and just letting them all bat. You know what I mean? And then just sliding guys in. 9 at a time out in the field, so some guys might double up, but literally just like, here's our batting order, 1 through 16 or whatever it would be, and say, here we go, guys, let's go. Because I think
that's the best.
How do you ask, like, hey, this guy is a number 1 hitter on his team, this guy's a number 1 hitter on his team, like, who's leading off? Who cares? We're just going to put you right in order. There you go.
Literally draw the batting order out of a hat.
Yeah, we're not doing wooden bats or anything, unless they want to use wood bats.
Bring your own stuff, whatever you want to hit with. And
I gotta say this too, because there's going to be a special moment during the game tomorrow that I'm really excited for, and it's before the game even takes place. Many of you know Gary Niddle is not only works at YSN during the fall as one of the commentators for Canfield football and does a lot for us here at YSN that behind the scenes that nobody ever sees. But he's also our coach of the year for good reason. And we took some heat for that, being that, Canfield is, we heard people talk about this and that and the other thing. The truth about it was the Canfield lost 1 game all season. And it takes a special coach to be able to make sure that your team is always on point. There are so many coaches to choose from, and we thought it's hard to go against someone that's undefeated. I mean, that's all. That should always be the case, right? But on top of that, after the game, the Salem game that Canfield bowed out of the tournament, I had one of the coolest moments of my professional career, just kind of like being a fly on the wall. One of the parents came up to Gary and said, if this was his senior year, I'm so glad that it happened with you. And as you guys all know, when a loss is a loss, that's when we're defensive, right? Because everybody blames us, blames the coaching staff, blames the umpires, blames whatever. This was one of the best moments I've seen in varsity baseball after a loss. And funny enough, that I'm not going to say the player's mother who it was, but that player's going to be in attendance. That player's going to be in attendance, and to hell with it. Vinny Machuga, his mom was the one that did that. I'm so proud of that moment. I know Gary is too, and I apologize if he didn't want this to be public or if she didn't want this to be public, but that's what we need to see more of.
Good things. Promote the good things.
Stuff. Like coaches sacrifice so much time and resources, and like it's easy to just be like, "Hey, coach, good year, thanks for everything." Like that was a moment I will take forever, and it was a moment for me that I hope that when the girls are older, I can share something like that with the coach, that helped raise my girls or my son or whatever that is. That was a special moment, and letting you guys know that throwing out the first pitch in the YSN All-Star Game is going to be Gary Niddle, and there to receive it is going to be Vinny Machuga, because that is, to me, that's awesome. That's the way it should be. And Vinny had a tough day that day, and I don't want to see him go out that way after a year like he had. The kid had an unbelievable year, and to put that Canfield jersey on one more time and represent his school, he deserves it. All these kids deserve one more chance to represent their school in a fashion that everybody goes home a winner, right? And it's not T-ball, and I get it. I'm a T-ball guy now. But everybody's going to go home a winner on Sunday night, and I couldn't be more proud of it. So make sure you come out to the game, and if you can't make it, if you're somewhere else, graduation party, we know there's a few of those out there, tune in, ysnlive.com. We'll have it on our Class B page on Scene 1. We'll make sure everybody's kind of pushed towards it. Also, we are going to there will be a fee at the gate. It'll be $5 for adults, $3 for students, and 12 and under are free. But let me tell you why. Because not naturally, we have umpires that are going to get paid from that pot, as well as any proceeds that we get are going to be donated directly to the Ray Wells Scholarship Foundation. They give one baseball player, one softball player, I believe. I don't know if it's more than that now. Used to be 1 and 1. Kate, I'm sure, is on here. She'll be able to clarify. Gives them a scholarship opportunity. And I don't know if this is...
Let's do this. I'll take care of the umpires so more of the money goes to the scholarship.
EB, whatever you want to do, man. Thank you.
Tell me how much the umpires are.
Potesta said $700,000.
Okay, well, I'm not paying for Potesta. Like actual real umpires. We need real umpires. That's...
So that
hopefully he's not one of our umpires.
No, he's not. I
really
you wouldn't believe how many people wanted it, Paul, to be you and Potesta.
Yeah, I was on that bandwagon.
No,
I text message after text message after text message.
You would have saw me throw him out.
I wanted you.
I would have thrown him out of a game.
I wanted you to be the field umpire and bring your bucket with you.
No, the thing was, if anything, I'd have been the home plate umpire and sat on the bucket there, because if not, you would have saw this the whole time. Ron would have been back there ducking out of the way, and I'm like, strike? Like, you didn't even see it. You ducked out of the way.
Just so you guys know, I'm going to expand the zone because I don't want to be here anymore. So,
yeah.
Kate,
yeah.
sorry
and you
to
can
call
call
you out.
timeout anytime you want to after the batter gets walked. No, you can't.
Kate says it's 1 and 1. So one representative from the boys, one representative from the girls, and this is one of my favorite scholarships because you actually, not that you don't have to do stuff for others, but you have to write an essay. There's some stuff that goes into it. And Ray Wells loved baseball, from all accounts. I don't believe I ever got to meet him. But this is one of my favorite scholarships. If you guys remember the Dirty Bird shirts we had, the proceeds went to that as well. So we're excited. We just want to be able to give back. You know, money's great and all, but at the end of the day, we want money to go to the kids. We want the kids to be better off for having our service available. That makes us more valuable, right? That's business. So, EB, thank you for that. Greatly appreciated. Is there celebrity at bats? I wouldn't mind seeing Miko's try to strike me out.
I wouldn't mind seeing that either, but that sounds like an insurance liability to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure our friends over at Holloway Insurance would be too keen on us dressing up Amo and putting him in the box. Jeff, I think we can put Jeff in there. I think we can. I mean, reality is, yes. The answer, people are wondering, I've been texted during the show, yes, Jeff Bezos is going to be one of the coaches. He'll be on the Billy Mack side. Quinn will also be in that dugout for a little bit of adult representation. But the other question, Jeff, I'm getting is, are you going to wear a uniform?
Answer is probably not.
Why?
It's going to be like 90 degrees. I am a fat man. I don't want.
Paul's going to be in uniform.
Well, Paul's a baseball coach. I'm not. I'm more of a football coach myself. So I'll probably wear
a football coach. You say. A football coach. You say.
Let's
roll it.
Let's go.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Dude, that guy looks good.
Through the side, and they all kind of crash into each other. Look at this. They didn't know which way to go.
Yankees don't like that.
Technically they did, but like that's not really how you do it. Like some of them got it right.
They took the scenic route to get to that bag. That's
I wonder if they won the game after this.
That is the big question. But yeah, they definitely took the scenic route to get through that paper. All right, Charity, you remember last year, Coach?
Oh, man, I can't love that anymore.
So,
it only gets better.
I don't know the answer to the question. Did they win the game after that?
No, we lost 34-6. United won.
It gets a little bit tighter every time Jeff tells his story. It started off in the 50s,
like
now it's down to 34.
It was a blowout, I know that. I think we scored on an opening drive, and then I did not stop. My defense was kind of terrible.
When we're doing this 5 years.
So, Jeff, what year was that?
Oh, dude, that was
Jeff.
I'm going to say, and you're going to call me crazy.
I'm trying to think like where those kids are in school, if they're still in school.
I think they're in high school now. I think that was a year before Skirt Pack. No, Dominguez was not there. God, those kids are probably in 7th grade now or 8th grade now, probably. I know Skirt Pack was a year after them. So Billy was there. Billy was a year after that. And this kid won one kid.
Here's the problem. Let's put this in perspective. Jeff's trying to say these kids are in 7th or 8th grade now, and Billy Skirpak came after him. Billy Skirpak's a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, I don't.
So Billy Skirpak would have been.
I don't know.
Ahead of them.
That was Anello Bazzacco.
No, that team went undefeated. We went undefeated 3 years in a row.
I mean,
I'm just surprised it's
Billy
taken.
Skirpak's a sophomore in high school right now.
He hasn't addressed it yet. Usually that story comes with the follow-up of, but we beat East Palestine 60-3.
Yep. We beat them 54-52 or something like that. It was a blow. It was a high-scoring game.
There it was.
Either team couldn't.
He almost said it was a blowout.
I was the offensive coordinator. I got kind of fired as a D coordinator. Didn't help anyone.
Wait, you got fired as a defensive coordinator from a Pee-wee?
Well, our offensive coordinator against East Palestine says, I can't do it anymore. He just quit. So I was like, I do it.
On the sidelines?
Yeah. They just looked right at me, swore in front of the kids, highly against that. I was like, dude, chill out. And I just walked on the field. And
so you're against swearing in front of kids, but you're okay swearing in front of the internet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's the internet.
Listen up, kids. I'm your new coach. Here we go. Belly trap left. Run it 3 times. Let's go.
No, you know what we ran? Quarterback sweep right, quarterback sweep left. That's it. All the time.
Paul, you're getting
Feed those
comments
birds,
to feed the birds.
I know. Hey, credit to Kate. Yeah, there's a right over my shoulder. That one right there.
Hang on.
That hanging basket has.
There it is.
Yes, that hanging basket right there. There it is, right there. There is 3 little birds in a nest, and they just sit there.
Really?
And
I just want to see you get attacked by Mama Bird. I would
No,
pay
as soon as we open the
money.
door, she takes off.
I would pay so much money.
Come swooping down at me.
New ISM viral moment.
That'd be beautiful.
That'd be it.
We got to pay some bills. When we come back, more stuff to talk about. What do you want to talk about on this Free Ball Friday here on the Ysn Power Hour? Find out after this. Maybe.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. I was just scrolling the old timeline on Facebook, and it looks like Eric Rowan and Kaz XL are going to be wrestling under the stars at Eastwood Field. So we just shared that on our Facebook page. Check out that. I mean, they got Enzo Amore coming, so I'm pretty jacked up about this. I like me some wrestling. So make sure that you call for your tickets now. The Scrappers ticket office. I don't know the number, but I know you can go to mvscrappers.com and buy your tickets online. Before we left, well, I don't know where Paul went. Before we took a little break, we were talking a lot about the All-Star Game. Guys, I'm just so stoked about this. There's going to be a lot of kids that, I shouldn't say a lot of kids. Some of these kids will be playing baseball for the last time in an organized atmosphere. Do you remember when you hung it up? Do you remember like your last game? You know, whether it is for you or for not. What was it like for you? What was that moment like when you knew it was over? EB, we'll start with you.
I don't think it really hit me that it was over until really like high school wise, until I probably graduated. I remember our last tournament game, and I remember a couple of All-Star games, and I remember my last football game, but I don't think it really hit me until probably that summer after we graduated, and a lot of my buddies growing up, we started going different ways. And then it was kind of, it wasn't like the regret, but it was the whole, it was the real feeling. It was like oh shit, you took a lot of things for granted that you really aren't going to do it. And I think you see a lot of these high school kids do it, when they go to college, and then they always come back those first couple weeks of the football games, because that was that was their norm. Whether you were a fan or you played or whatnot, that was part of your norm. And I think that's when it really starts to hit a lot of people, because you're like, damn, dude, I kind of miss this. This isn't, it's all you've ever known. And then you kind of sit there and you're like, I bitched a lot about two-a-days, but, they were actually, you kind of liked them just because you were with your friends.
Yeah, you went through them together. Quinn, what do you remember about the last game and kind of when you hung up the the squeakers.
All right, are you done?
Yeah.
They're talking to us. Are you done? My
I'm
God.
sorry. My nephew called me. I had to take the phone call. My nephew. So. Yeah, I was. He just hit a golf ball on
Talking to me. He ain't talking to you. They don't want to know about you.
Obviously, you had a crappy career.
I did.
Thanks for coming.
You guys ready to play by the rules?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, let's go.
Go ahead, you first.
You didn't even know the question, did you?
No, I didn't.
We don't learn anything from either one of those guys. All right, Coach, talk to me about what you remember about the last time you hung up the cleats.
Yeah, so for high school, it was a little bit different for me because I was going to get the opportunity to play again. But I do remember, the feeling of disappointment of, the last time that I was going to be able to do it with my buddies. As much fun as college ball is, it's not the same because of the fact that, you're in with a bunch of guys from a bunch of different schools, guys that you maybe, just got to know when you're a freshman. And so there was definitely that disappointment factor there. And then for me in college, it was unfortunate, but my football career ended with an injury. And so I remember being on my way to the hospital and realizing that I'd probably played my last snap of football ever.
That's tough. That's a tough scenario. All right, let's try these guys one more time. Jeff, what was it like when you knew you played your last snap?
Oh, it was terrible. I remember we played Columbiana. We stopped him on 4th and goal at the 2, and I ran off the field. The first person that I got to talk to was Coach Egley, and just looking at his face and knowing that that was it. I was done. And going through the line, shaking the guy's hands, and having Coach Egley give me a big hug and saying hey, I appreciate you, what you've done for the last 4 years, and his wife coming up to me, and at the end of the game, I was a wreck. I was crying and emotional. It's just terrible. You never want it to end. That's what it is.
Quinn?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't hit me until about maybe middle of March or something like that, being a basketball guy. But I remember the last time I played. I remember the last, taking off my shoes and just being wow, it's kind of done now. But you don't want to admit it. You don't want to accept it and anything like that. But eventually you kind of have to.
Paul, how about you?
Yeah, it was our last baseball game, and we had a chance to we had lost in the playoffs, so then we still had to make up a couple games to try to win a league title, and we had to make these games up. And I remember we finished 1 run shy, and my best friend Larry had hit a ball out to right field, and if he would have hit it about 5 feet shorter or longer, it drops, and we would have had a chance to play one more game to try to win our league. And that kid caught the ball, which was the last out, and we had a runner on, and then that was it. It was over. And next thing you know, we graduated, and then baseball was done. Baseball was done. I mean, we went on to play some softball and stuff, but your high school career, those guys said, playing with your buddies and everything was completely done, and you were just sitting there going, wow, where did the time go? And you look back and think, man, I should have tried a little harder here, or if I'd have done this, I'd have been that way. And you don't think about it at the time. And as much as you tell kids, enjoy this time right now because it's going to go by so fast. I don't think they believe you. I mean, I really don't think. They just think it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. And then in the blink of an eye, it's over, I mean, and next thing you know, you're 43 and 35 and 39. And you're sitting there going, shoot, I just remember it was yesterday that we were doing this. I mean, I remember. I know right where the ball went. I know the kid who caught it. It was just you see it vividly still. And you're now all of a sudden, I'm still sore from playing kickball 2 days ago at the river, thinking to myself, what the hell happened, But
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you think about this stuff, and Matt, I think you hit it dead on the head when you said that it's different from high school to college. Everybody's goal is to continue playing into college, and then play your 4 or 5 years there, and then you figure it out. Either you're done, or you move on and you play higher level baseball or football or whatever your sport is, volleyball, softball, basketball. But there's something different. There's something missing when you go play at the next level. The same kids that you played with since you were 4 or 5 years old aren't there, it's not a bad thing. It's just different. It's you're not playing in front of your hometown anymore. The people, the guy that you that hands you the cup of coffee from McDonald's or the juice or whatever it is from McDonald's. You're not playing in front of your home crowd, and sometimes you're not playing in front of your parents or your family anymore. It's very, very interesting. So I remember where I was. I remember, like you said, Paul, everything's vivid. I remember the last hit. I remember, and I played in college a little bit. I played at Westminster. I went to Ohio Northern, transferred to Westminster. So I had 2 colleges that I actually was able to have more experience from, but it's not the same, and that's why I always tell these kids, like, be careful what you wish for. Everybody's looking to play in college. But it's just not. It's not the same. It's never going to be the same. The homecoming dances after the football games and the basketball games and that stuff. It's really exciting. But it just doesn't happen like that in college. So enjoy it while the ride is there, and that's part of the reason. The piece of my heart comes out on this All-Star game, because for those kids that want one more swing or one more play in their high school jersey, and that's why we're playing in their high school jerseys, that's why. This is why we do it. We do it for them. We're not doing it for revenue. We're not doing it for any of that stuff. We're doing it for them. We're doing it so they can play one more game and raise the sun up one more time on their high school careers. So, for people who think that this is for us, you're out of your mind. This is all for the parents. This is all for the kids, and this is all for the program. So we hope you can make it out on Sunday at 7 o'clock. I want to see Ysn Park packed. I want to see that place as pillar to post, and I would love to have that place like the old days at Ysn Park, where it was elbow to elbow and 4 people deep on the fence. We've got 40-some kids coming. So I'm hoping that means a lot of parents, a lot of family, and it's going to be a family-friendly atmosphere, folks. The concession stands will be open, as we're told. Again, bring one, bring all. I'm so excited. Like I can hardly contain it. It's an emotional thing, and guys, I'm amped up. The basketball one we did a couple years ago at South Range turned out fantastic, and I think this one's going to be even better, and it'll raise the bar for when we do this again in the in the winter. So,
and I think it's worth noting too that we didn't get All-Star games last year, and it was opportunities lost for a lot of kids. So to give them this opportunity back this year after coming out of the pandemic and everything else, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's do it. Pack the park, says Kate Kelly. Hashtag pack the park.
I like that hashtag.
I like pack the park. Or, that's better than the one I was going to come up with. So let Kate do the marketing on this one. I'm actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to lead off the G. Burger Farms What's Your Beef, What's Your Filet for the first time in a while. It actually goes into the All-Star game. People poo-pooing some of the things that we're doing with this All-Star game. I don't really, it doesn't bother me. It's kind of irritating. I had a few text messages this morning about people about, well, you can't play anybody but seniors, and I've had more than one. So if you're out there and you're listening and you're watching, it wasn't just you. My thing is this: is if we have it completely good, like we've asked OHSAA people, we've asked coaches, we've asked athletic directors, we're playing by the rules. AAU changed the way the game is played years ago. The OHSAA has changed their rules and amended their rules to incorporate all-star games, showcases, tournaments, things of that nature. The only thing I can say is I don't think we're allowed the Canfield boys to all 3 be on the same team, which very unlikely they would have been in the first place because of the draft order that we're doing. But I think you can only have 2 players from the same team the previous year on the roster. I think there's a caveat that if they're seniors, it doesn't matter. So we have two juniors and 1 senior. So we're going to look deeper into that rule, which I still have that asked.
You're right.
Yeah. So my thing is like, stop trying to break up something that's happening for good, right? In the words of one of my best friends who I texted this morning, he goes, this is what happens when you try to do nice things. Somebody tries to shit on them. So it's not going to spoil us. It's only adding a little bit of fertilizer to the soil, so to speak. So keep on going, baby, because we're just going to keep on growing this thing bigger and better than ever, each and every day, each and every year, each and every decade, until we are on the throne. So that's my beef/filet. Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going with a beef today, and my beef is that my cell phone right here is not ringing. Don't know what the deal with that is, but it'd be nice if it would start ringing.
All right, EB.
Well, if you want a cell phone that rings, Matt, I will gladly trade you mine, and I wish my cell phone wouldn't ring. No, it's a filet. It's been a good day. Like, it's nice outside. Actually got a workout in with a couple of I call them my OGs or my original girls. A couple ones going to college, some that still play for me now. It was just good to kind of get in the gym and not feel any pressure of playing or anything like that. And it was a good way to start a Friday.
Attaboy. Quinn, what do you have?
It's kind of a filet, I guess. It's a YSN weekend, and I can't wait for it. I'm excited. I get to outdraft somebody tomorrow, hopefully, and then on Sunday, whatever team I'm on is going to win. So, plain and simple, we're going to win. My team's going to win.
Can we trade managers? Like, can that happen? Can Quinn end up in Paul's dugout by the end of the game?
I've been on both teams already this week. I started with Paul, and now I was moved to Billy. So,
yeah, how did that happen? I thought I had Quinn and Matt, right?
Yeah, you got me still.
Yeah, you got Matt.
Okay.
I'm
we just need two managers on the other side. We just need two.
Thank you.
Well,
me and Billy. That's all it takes.
Jeff is.
I know Billy's drafting strategy. I'll go with Paul.
I mean, we talked about the Vegas odds of Jeff making it through the game, and they're not good.
Slim.
They're not good.
If Poe was the umpire, first call, I'm out. I'm going. I'm looking at Billy, be like, "Coach it, dude. I'm getting out of here as quick as possible."
Although we've already talked about what happens if he gets tossed, and you're gonna want to tune in. You're gonna want to actually you're gonna want to be there for this one because it's gonna.
What happens if I get tossed?
We talked about this, Jeff. Come on,
doing
man.
The bat spinning thingy.
No, you're doing the dizzy bat race.
You're doing that anyway.
And don't reveal it. Don't reveal what. Don't even talk out loud because you're gonna mess it up, and it's not gonna be as funny anymore.
Yeah.
To all the fans out there, I don't know what's going on if I get tossed either.
Jeff, you don't know what's going on the show half the time.
No,
we have you doing.
That's true.
He doesn't know how to qualify to be an American.
Hey, Paul, when we play golf today, just don't tee it up in the fairway, all right?
Hey, I already made that deal with DJ. I wouldn't do that.
Yep.
So
we're square.
Oh, I got some teas for you if you want.
Jeff, what's did you go yet?
No.
All right, go ahead.
I got two. I got a beef and a filet. My filet is that I get to babysit my little niece Leona tonight, as my sister and my brother-in-law Eric get to go out for the first time in a while. So they asked me to babysit, and my beef is that I really feel bad for Paul and Quinn and Coach Seidel tomorrow night, on Sunday night, actually not tomorrow night, Sunday night, when me and Billy just wipe the floor with you guys. It's
doesn't even know what day it is, guys.
Sunday. That's
Jeff's gonna show up in full get up tomorrow night at Ysn Park. There's gonna be a lot of Class B people like, who the hell is this guy?
Hey, is there an All-Star game going on?
Jeff, it's on the 14th, just so you know.
Paulie, what do you have?
No, listen, I got a filet. Like I said, I kind of piggyback off of Quinn. It's going to be exciting. This weekend's going to be exciting. I got a full slate of stuff to do. I mean, not only that game on Sunday night, Avery has her first communion Sunday. So, yeah, we have to go to that in the morning. And then from like 1 to about 5 is her party. And then I will leave the party to get down to Ysn Park. So it'll be a jam-packed Sunday, and I'm excited for it. And listen, it's summertime, so I don't have to be at school anymore. So I got the time to do it, and things are packed in. It's going to be fun. So
you had the time to do it before.
Is Paul running the concession stand for this?
Yeah. I got rid of all my snacks. They all got cleaned out.
He had a liquidation sale.
I could bring some Pop-Tarts. That'd be about it.
All
that poor
Fritos
freshman
must go.
couldn't be able to buy food off of Paul. That's really stinky. That
Yeah,
freshman,
if
freshman
Evan
allowed.
if Evan Tice asks you for some Pop-Tarts, you're gonna have to give him a pass on this one, all right? Because
Hey,
he's technically a sophomore
I've
now.
altered my policies now at school. So freshmen, sophomores, and juniors can run up a tab as well.
All
Seniors
right.
can't have a tab after May. So because I don't
Right.
want to
You
receive
don't pay
it,
by
I get
May,
stuck.
you're not graduating. Like, okay, Paul.
Paul goes up when they get their diploma and just snaps it.
Yeah. No. No. You're on a tab.
You owe me $1.25.
You better
Yeah.
watch it or not.
Hey, quick thank you and shout out to everybody that's calling my cell phone now. I kind of brought that one on myself.
You did. I know what you were doing, but I was like, oh boy, this is not going to end well for you.
No.
That's going to do it for our show. We want to thank you guys for chiming in as part of the panel as always. And of course, thank you for watching. Thank you to our awesome sponsors at the bottom. And if you want to become a sponsor, Matt, how do they do that?
Yeah, you can go to our website at ysnlive.com and fill out the form there, or you can contact me on my cell phone at 330-280-6685, dangerous territory. Or you can hit me up via email at mseidel.ysn@gmail.com.
All right. Make sure that you have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. If you're coming out to the park, wear your team's favorite colors. We'll be around shaking hands and kissing babies. Yep, there it is, Jeff Bezos. You should put Jeff Bezos' telephone number out there for everyone because I'm sure he'll get some calls.
I think we should. I would, but Muntz is calling me now.
Hey, it's 330-921-8655. You want to call me? Go ahead. Do it. I don't care.
Slide into my DMs. I don't give a care.
Right in there. They're always open. They always are open.
Especially for all you guys out there. They're always open. That's going to do it for the show.